Alright family, this is Quacktix Sports Channel bringing you Quacktix updates and a short preview about the Champions League match, the Europe Champions League. Of course, we have Asian Champions League going on too. That is between Al Hilal and then Al Ali. So that is the Asian one, but we are talking about the European Champions League. Arsenal playing at the Emirates Sports Stadium against Paris Saint-Germain, PSG of course. So let's look at this game. Very quick one. For the lineups, what we are getting from these two clubs as at now, of course, the coach might do changes. For us now, David Raya in goal post, and then we have Julian Timber, Saliba, Jacob Kiwior, and then Lewis Kelly playing in a back four, midfield three of Odegaard, Rice, and Merino, and then front three of Bukayo Saka, Trossard, and then Gabriel Martinelli. From the camp of PSG, we have Donnarumma in goal post, Nuno Mendes, William Pacho, Marquinhos, and then Achraf Hakimi in a back four, midfield three of Fabian Ruiz, Vitinha, and Neves, and João Neves, and then front three of Kivicha, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, and then Desire Doué. Of course, the coach can decide to start Bakola. It's his decision. Let's look at some history between these clubs. Now, talking about history, when you put the history of these two clubs, from 2007, they've played 5 games so far, and Arsenal has won 3 of these 5 games. PSG has won none of them. 2 results draw in draw, 2 results in draw, and then the rest Arsenal won. So that is history in terms of that. And in all these 5 games, Arsenal managed to score at least 1 goal. At least 1 goal. So the probability that Arsenal will score tonight is very high. And don't forget, during the Champions League phase, that is like the group stage, the league phase, Arsenal played against PSG at the same Emirates Sports Stadium, and then they scored them 2-0. So Arsenal is going into this game with some sort of, I don't know, pride. Let me see that. Alright, so for these two clubs, both of them have never won the UCL before. Both of them also has been to the final once. So they are, I can say both of them are new to the Champions League. So let's see. Now let's go to the camp of PSG and then we talk about them. In the lineup, I mentioned Achraf Hakimi as their right back. Of course, in attacking wise, he is very good, and then he has 5 assists in the Champions League this season. But then defensively, he is very poor. He is the full back, or is the right back that strikers they have dribbled past the most. So Martinelli can use him. Arsenal can use Martinelli at that right side because he's not defensively good. He is one of the fullbacks, the offensive fullbacks. Yeah. So that is Achraf Hakimi. And then PSG, you know, they didn't start well in the league phase, but in the knockout stage, they are doing very well. Of course, eliminating Brestois, eliminating Liverpool, and then eliminating Aston Villa. They are doing well. But Luis Enrique, he is a very good coach, of course, no doubt about that. He's a very good coach, and he's using a dynamic strikerless system, which is making it difficult for other teams to, you know, get over them. Dembele as a first 9, and then he's doing well, giving assists left, right, center, and scoring sometimes. And then with his 2 wingers, that is Kivicha, Kvaratskhelia, and then Desire Doué, they are also playing well. Now, what PSG normally do in their game is that they don't care. You can press them high, but when you're able to beat your press, they believe in their wingers. So the wingers, when they get you 1v1, they can dribble past you and then they will have their goal. and they have players who are boring. How do you call it? They are press resistant. When you press them, they won't lose the ball. Two midfielders. In this case, that is Vitinha and then João Neves. Aston Villa did something against PSG. And I'm sure if Arsenal will watch the match against PSG, between Aston Villa and PSG, they will use the same thing against them and they can do something. They had players assigned like marking Vitinha and then João Neves, and then they took them out of the game. Of course, not just marking them, but going hard on them, tackling and other stuff I'm talking about. This will take them out of the game, and then you can control the game as you want. As you want. One thing we need to talk about, PSG has conceded 50 goals this season in all competition, and about 38% of them is from set pieces. And Arsenal, they've scored over 33%. The goals that they've scored this season, over 33% of them is from set pieces. So Arsenal can use set piece as an advantage, and then they'll have a goal from that side. That is a plus for Arsenal. Players not available for Arsenal: Thomas Partey, Calafiori, and then Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Magalhaes. All these players are out because of injury. Partey is accumulation of yellow cards, suspension from yellow cards. And then PSG, they have their full squad. There is no player. For the side of PSG, players that are yellow cards away from suspension, I think Fabian Ruiz. And then for the camp of Arsenal, for side of Arsenal, that is Timber, and then Martinelli as well. Declan Rice, when he gets another yellow card, meaning he's not playing in the second leg. We've talked about PSG. Let's look at something small from Arteta. Arteta, he learned from a total, football controlling manager like a tiki-taka manager, Pep Guardiola. But as Arteta has added something to his managerial career, of course, he can play any style to get the results he wants. He can go back, sit deep and defend to get his results. So Mikel Arteta is, a manager who is willing to play any style to get the results he is looking for. In this case, he's using, a dynamic system, let me see, or he's a dynamic coach. He's not one of the idealistic coaches, because he can change his style at any point in time, and then to suit the game that he is playing. When you realize that you can control the ball better than him, he will defend and then catch you on a counter break. And Mikel Arteta, his build up, he normally starts his build up 3-1+1. That is how I call it, 3-1+1, which is in this case the one playing the left back, which is Lewis Kelly, sometimes come into the midfield to become 3-2 build up, or will stay wide and then it is 3-1, but he has another player at the wings or at the left side, so +1 in any ways. It's either he comes to help the defensive midfielder, or he stays there and then help the team from that side. So that is how they build up 3-1. And then Paris Saint-Germain, they do theirs 3-2. 3-2 in this case, the two center backs together with Nuno Mendes sometimes, and other time Nuno Mendes will move forward and then Vitinha will come and be there making the 3, and then the two midfield will be, of course, Fabian Ruiz and then João Neves. So both of them is using the 3-2-5 system. Of course, both of them are attacking coaches, and they are doing a very good job. Arsenal should place, I think, if Arsenal are able to mark Vitinha and then João Neves in this game, they will be able to do something. Arsenal in this UCL this season, the Champions League this season, they are defending very well. One thing about Arsenal is they are well organized in terms of defending. If they are defending, all of them are defending, and that makes them very dangerous. this season so far in the Champions League, this is the 15th game they are about to play, and they've conceded only 7 goals. They are one of the best defensive sides that I've seen in the Champions League this season, I think, aside Inter Milan. So Arsenal is defending well, which will help them. As on paper, Arsenal has a slight advantage over PSG. Arsenal will definitely score a game in this. Will score a goal in this game, and for the investors, Arsenal over 0.5. Arsenal over 0.5. If I am to pick sides, Arsenal win or draw. Arsenal win or draw. That is that for the investors. But I won't be surprised if PSG also gets a goal in this game, because of course they've proven they are an attacking side, playing a very well attacking football. So yeah, of course I will be there to watch the game. You to do what to subscribe, and then tell us who will win or who will qualify to the Champions League finals. Just tell us and then let us know in the comment section. Quacktix Sports Channel bringing you Quacktix preview.